Yeah. Yeah. Whew. All right. We are live on YouTube. How are you all doing today? How are you all doing today? If you're here live, you've noticed that the live chat has been disabled for this stream. I've purposefully done that because I want to stay focused on what I need to discuss here today. So forgive me if you were here to chat, but you're going to want to stick around and listen regardless. Listen, watch, however you want to do it. If you enjoy the beautiful scenery out here on my walks, then you can watch or listen in the background. So, yeah, I disabled the chat because it's just going to get too distracting. And, I understand, people have emotions and people are going to react in different ways. And, I've made some decisions and I just want to stick to it. I want to share that information with you folks here today. $80 thumbs up. That's not real. That's definitely not real. Anyway, it is what it is. It's a beautiful day here. It's about 65 degrees. It's not really hot, but not really cold. I'm out and about for another walk, kicking in those endorphins, and I'm feeling pretty good, actually. I'm feeling pretty good, even though some of the things I'll be discussing here today may sadden some people. But a man's got to do what a man's got to do, right? A man's got to do what a man's got to do. So if you've been following me for a while, please share this out with as many people as possible. Get them to come on over here, either live or on the replay, so everybody knows what's going on. This is a decision that I made today. I have talked about this with my lady in the past, and my lady actually went off to an AA meeting earlier today, and she's probably out and about doing things. Let me wait for these people to pass on by. So I haven't heard back from my lady. She's probably still busy, so maybe she's watching right now. You can text me, babe, if you need to get a message through to me. I'll check as often as I can. In between times I, shut down the YouTube app and reset it. Well, I don't really need to do that because there's no chat today, but I'll check in every so often. Give me 1 second and I'll be right back. All right, we're back live. We are back live. So, I'm just going to get right to it. The topic of this stream, this is episode number 406 of Walking with Purpose. And the topic is, major rebrand is coming very soon. I will be omitting something. One more time, major rebrand coming very soon. I will be omitting something. And I think for the people that have followed me for a while on my adventures out here on YouTube, I think some of you, or maybe many of you, will understand this. Some of you may not understand it. Some of you may be saddened, but hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? And I've even contemplated doing this in the past, and I probably should have done it in the past. And before I tell you folks what it is, I want you all to know that, yeah, I'll be explaining thoroughly, what my decision was based off of. I will also be addressing some other, things, such as a stream I did last night that has now been put to private. It will never resurface again. It's just there, because it's a piece of content I created, and, you just let it sit there. It doesn't do any harm. It's like a backup of your backup copy that I have on my hard drive. Whenever I do a live stream from the studio, an automatic backup copy records on my hard drive. But yeah, I mean, it's not easy, folks. I'm just letting you know it's not easy, but this has to be done because what I've been trying to do out here for the last 5+ years just hasn't been working. Hasn't been working at the level it should work. And when that happens after a while, you've got to hit the reset button like I was talking about on the stream the other day. So it, with a heavy, very heavy heart, and this is no joke, and I'm not going to retract this. With a very, very heavy heart, I'm coming out here today and saying that I am removing the coaching title from my name. I will no longer consider myself a life coach on YouTube or anywhere else. Now, that may come as a shocker to some of you, and to some others, it's probably no surprise. There are going to be lots of mixed feelings regarding this, and I'll explain it as my walk goes on today. You see why now I've disabled the live chat? I just, I would not want to be, dealing with the excessive chatting of people being all over the place. It was a smart move. If you run a YouTube channel and do live streams, and sometimes you just have to get a message out quickly live, you can disable your live chat too. And then if people want to reach out to you through email, or if they want to comment on the replay, they can do that. And if you don't want any comments on that particular piece of content, you can always disable comments as well. You're in full control. Many people, may think that this decision was made based off of a few people. I'll come out and say they're part of the reason, but not the complete reason. I want to be completely honest and transparent with all of you here today. I want to own up to my past behaviors. I want to own up to everything. I want to start fresh. I want to come clean. I've done that before, but I want to do it again. Especially for the new people that don't know my backstory. But let me first address the stream I did last night. I did 3 streams yesterday. A walk, then a stream with my lady, and then Sifu Smoke Channel Dion popped on. And that stream was rebroadcasted by the Like and Legion channel, Jamie. And at the very end of that stream, him and and Tiffany had some harsh words to say. And instead of me taking the mature approach of just ignoring it and letting it go, I did a stream in response to it a few hours later in the middle of the night to basically call them out. And I'm coming out here and saying that that was the wrong thing to do. I did it because I was frustrated. I did it because, you know, my lady sees this stuff too, and it hurts her. And she's been doing the best she possibly can to ignore this stuff, and she has ignored it for the most part. But everyone knows how ladies are. They're emotional beings that respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment, and these things take a toll on them. And so, yeah, I just felt the need to do a stream because I was bothered by it. Call it, maybe I was triggered, who knows? Call it being triggered, bothered, annoyed, however you want to look at it. Yeah. And, I was just responding to what they were saying, and, they were talking about things that, about my life, and I was talking about things about their life. And regardless of, the things that were said on both sides, whether they're true or not, that's not the point. The point of the matter is, if I'm going to come out here and be a professional life coach, that's the dumbest thing I can do, is react in the way that I did last night. And I've done it many times in the past. And I own it. I really, really started to realize that this morning, when even some of my own people, were wondering why I'm feeding into this, and they were right. And that was another reason on why I decided to make this decision here today. Now, I want to come out here and wholeheartedly apologize to Jamie and Tiffany. Yes, they did say some things about me. And yes, they were hurtful and this and that. But they're not life coaches. They're not claiming to be life coaches. They're just entertainers on YouTube. They're not coming out here saying they're a life coach. So they don't have to be held to a higher standard that I should be held at. So in essence, yeah, what they were saying, not the greatest thing, but they're not life coaches, so it's no big deal. As a life coach, me reacting to it in the ways I did on that stream I put to private was not the most mature thing to do, and was not the most professional thing to do. It was very unprofessional, it was very immature. But yeah, it did get to me a little bit. And I'll be honest, it primarily got to me because I care about my woman's feelings. And, some of the things that were said about my lady, she hasn't come out publicly and said anything, but it's bugged her a little bit, right? And I've talked with her and she's been fine. But I love her so much. It's like, I just don't want her to deal with any of this. But she also knows that, hey, doing content with me and being public figures, even though she hasn't put herself out there, through video and her name, we just know her by voice, she's still a public figure and she's susceptible to all this and she understands. So from that aspect, I do want to apologize to you, Jamie, and also Tiffany. And this has nothing to do, I know you put out a video of me from the past where I used the N-word by mistake. This has nothing to do with that. This has absolutely nothing to do with that. But I will speak about that and say, yeah, that was wrong of me to react that way. I overreacted. I can't blame anyone but myself for saying that. And no matter how much I, regret doing it, I can't take back what I said. Once you put something out there, you can never take it back. And that was the lesson learned. And I'm ashamed of myself for saying that, because that's not the type of person I am. It was wrong. But it wasn't because of that. No, there's a lot more to it than that. See, Jamie, here's the thing I'm sure you're probably watching right now. And I remember you were saying at one point that the only way you would ever make a truce with me is by removing the coaching label. Well, that day has come. And I don't expect, you to honor a truce or anything like that. I'm just saying that day has come regardless. And I'll share more about the type of content I'm going to be creating from this point on in just a little bit here. And Jamie or anyone else, you guys can continue to critique my content no matter what genre I end up doing. I understand that. When I say a truce, I'm not saying that includes you have to stop doing reaction videos to me. No, that's fine. That's just what happens on YouTube, right? What I'm saying is that, at least with me removing the coaching label, it's going to be at a more, level playing field, or more of a perceived level playing field. It's going to be different. So that was one of the reasons, not the only reason. There are many other reasons. I'm going to share them all here right now off the top of my head. But I do remember you saying that, Jamie. And as much as you may think that my apology isn't sincere, there's nothing I can do more sincerely than do what I'm doing today, swallowing my pride and letting go of the coaching title. And I'm not looking for any sympathy. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just trying to do the right thing. So we can all move forward. And hey, if we're meant to still do reaction videos at times or whatever, it'll be different. Different in a good way. And maybe, like you were saying in the past, Jamie, maybe at some point we can even talk about some dating topics and stuff like that. I remember you saying that many months ago on the stream. I think I downloaded that one where you said, the only way that you'll make a peace is by dropping the coaching title. And that's fine. But there are other reasons for me dropping it too. Other people. I'll pay props to you, even props to you, Coach J. Rom, and some people may not like what I say, but you've been right. You've been right about what you've been saying, and I just didn't want to see it. I wasn't ready to see it. And now I do see it. So I appreciate everything that you've said. I understand how frustrating it's probably been for you to try to get through to me. And I apologize to you too. It's not easy, folks. It's not easy to come out publicly and swallow your pride. Because when you believe in yourself in the ways that I believe in myself, it's hard to let things go, right? But sometimes you gotta let certain things go in order to get ahead in the right way. All right, we're back live. We're back live. Hey, it's good to see that you're finally back on the Coca-Cola Classic channel, Jamie. I wanted to hear a little bit about what you were saying. And no, this time it's permanent, man. There's a lot more to it. Yeah, I have a big ego, Jamie. I do. I do have a big ego, everyone. I do. I've always had one because I believe in myself and I have such strong convictions. But no, I'm not coming back in 3 days. As a matter of fact, later tonight or over the weekend, I'll be changing up my channel name and all that. And my website is going to change from coach.eliasmelas.com to eliasmelas.com. I'm going to rebrand that too. You just have to see for yourself. It's a come to Jesus moment. Listen, dude, I know we've had many back and forths over the years. Some nasty back and forths, right? That I'm not proud of at all. But I can come out here and swallow my pride and say I get where you all been coming from. I get it. I understand it. You'll just have to see for yourself. There's no reason for me to come out here and do this a second time and retract it. The time has come to make the change. Because like I said earlier, what I've been doing for the last 5 years isn't working. And you've all been right about that. In addition, my lady at one point even said, maybe you should get rid of the coaching title. And she kind of retracted it because she didn't want to hurt my feelings. But she was right. I can come out here and admit my woman was right. You've all been right. Now, I know there are people that like who I am and enjoy my content, but there are also a lot more that don't and might enjoy it more under different pretenses, right? But yeah, you know, it's like, why would I come out here and say this and admit not only to you folks but to myself that I didn't listen? I've been stubborn, I've been hard-headed, I've been difficult to get through to. You have to own your stuff before you can work through it. I had not worked through it yet, and I finally did. I finally did this morning after talking with my lady before she went to her AA meeting. And again, she was telling me, you know, it's like, you know, maybe I should just come out and dox myself. You know, it's like, I just don't want to deal with this anymore. And maybe she'll come out sooner than you think. Her and I are going to be talking about that. But it was that really got me thinking, and I'm like, okay, Like, I get the point. I get the point, right? People have been trying to get through to her, and they've been coming at her for my mistakes. These were my mistakes, not hers. And that's what opened up my eyes finally. You know, you hear the phrase, you know, when you can't get to the man, get to the woman to get to the man. Well, I would never do it that way. That's not how the public is. The public's going to try to make their point any way they can and try to get through to you any way they can, and they did. And I'm not ashamed here to admit that, because that's the truth. So the website will be changing from coach.eliasmelas.com to eliasmelas.com. And I haven't created this email yet, but my new email will probably be eli@eliasmelas.com. It has not been activated yet. I have to make all these changes over the course of the next few days or week or so. Now, the Coach Eli domain will not be available. The coach.eliasmelas.com domain will not be publicly available, but for a while, I'm going to have to set my Coach Eli at coach@eliasmelas.com email to be forwarded to Eli@eliasmelas.com. So I'm just putting it out there and saying that that's what's gonna happen, probably sometime this week. So there's that right there. You know, I've been saying a lot about you know, you got to own up to your actions. You have to be responsible for your own actions, right? And, you know, I've tried to do the best I can to, you know, own up to those things I did in the past while, you know, using the coaching label. And sometimes, you know, J-Rom, I'll say this, yeah, maybe you were right. Sometimes when you say something, even by accident, you know, there's no coming back from it. Right? You know, maybe if I had realized what I'm realizing today, maybe even 2 years ago, I could have done something else. Now, what I am going to do is going to be along the lines of similar type of content. But I'm not going to label myself as a coach. I'm just going to be Elias Melas. So more than likely my the coaching title will be removed from both channels, but more than likely the new title on the main channel will be Elias Melas or something like that. Or maybe it'll be Elias and then quotes in the middle Eli and then Melas. And then maybe Eli 2, authentic live streams or something like that. And everyone that can't chat here, you'll have a chance to voice your thoughts in the comment section on the replay. Or you can message me on Facebook if you're connected with me there. I'm going to say one thing real quick. Jamie, if there's anything that you want to say, I'm going to pull on over to your end. If there's anything that you want to say, here's your opportunity to say it. But this is the truth. This is what's happening. Believe it or not, this is what's going to happen. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Yeah, I heard a little bit about what you were saying. And no, it's not going to be anything with the qualifications and stuff. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be more of a motivational and inspirational type of channel, and that's pretty much the way my lady and I have been trying to take it. I understand your point, and as far as hopping on a panel, I'm on a live stream right now, and there's a lot of things I have to talk about, and I want to get this out there so people can see it later on, even on the replay. I'd be willing to talk with you at some point soon. I think what the best thing would be to do, Jamie, is let me do the rebrand first over the course of the next 7 days. And once that's done, I'd be willing to give you the exclusive on your channel. I'll come and talk with you. It's fine. No problem. That's what I'm willing to do. I'm going to pop on over and hear what you have to say. And then, all right, we're back live. We're back live. I've got to honestly say, this is probably, I know it's weird going back and forth between another channel rebroadcasting me and me hearing what he's saying and then me responding here. But I have to say, honestly, this is probably the most civil conversation I've had with you in a while, Jamie. In the last, God, how long have I been knowing you? Almost 5.5 years. And I appreciate that. You can do whatever you want to call it. You want to call it cuck busting, whatever. It doesn't matter. We can do it next week. And yeah, I mean, if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't believe me either. You can't trust anyone until you see history, right? I understand that. And, as far as I'm concerned, man, what I did in the past, I did in the past. The things I said them, and it's my fault. And everyone should know that I said those things, including the new people. So, even when we do the exclusive, bro, listen, I wouldn't have a problem if you played that stuff. I made mistakes, man. And I appreciate you trying to be, kind about it. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And I'll say this. You can thank my lady, Jamie. You can thank my lady, because if it wasn't for her, I don't know if I would have ever realized this. It's a come to Jesus moment. It's a big come to Jesus moment. My lady, I praise her so much for the person that she is, for the heart and soul that she has. And she wonders why. She wonders why. She's like, what have I done? The question is, what haven't you done? I've realized so much by being with this woman. And I've learned so much more about how to be a better man and have a better life through this woman. Yeah, she has her own issues. We all have issues, right? We all have some issues, right? But deep down inside, this woman got through to me. And I'll come out here and publicly say this. There's no woman besides her, the woman I'm with right now, that's gotten through to me more than the woman I'm with. My ex Dana was trying to get through to me. She couldn't do it. Now, I'm not talking smack about her, and neither is my lady, right? We're secure about our exes and stuff. We moved past that. But not even Dana, who you guys say she has experience in early childhood development, and she's a professional at that. Not even she can get through to me. And the woman I'm with right now got through to me without even really trying, just being who she is. Yes, she has suggested things, and yes, we've had our moments, right? But even every time that her and I had a moment live on the air, she was right. She was right. And all this time I've just been trying so hard to, crack the YouTube code, crack the YouTube algorithm. What's the right way to say it? I had my blinders on, right? I was just blind to many things. I was so laser focused on one thing that I had blinders on to pretty much everything else. Now, I've never neglected my lady, but when it came to certain things about the business initially, I would tell her I would listen, and I tried to listen, but I really didn't. And I apologize for that. I've started to listen a lot more. I got to come out here and say right now that I'm actually excited about these changes. I really am. I really am, because, it's just going to just release a lot of the past. Now, like I said before, what's done is done. There are always going to be videos on myself and other people that have said and done stupid shit on YouTube in the past. That's always going to stick around, right? It's always going to be there, right? But it is going to be as close to a fresh start as possible. Even you, Jamie, you rebranded. And, as much as many people aren't too fond of your type of content, what you do well. You found a way to make it happen, right? And a lot of people, are not going to be fond for me saying this, but I don't hate anybody technically. Yeah, I've come out and said it before, and I've gone at people, but all I've tried to do is defend myself. But the truth of the matter is, man, hey, good for you. You found something that works. You got an audience of people that like it. You got a lot of audience that doesn't like it. I got people that like my stuff, and I got a lot of people that don't like my stuff. Yes, I do have a lot more people that don't like it than like it. Your situation is more like 50-50. Half the people don't like you, half the people do. And that's normal for a business, right? On my end, it's more like 75% of the people don't like what I do, and 25% do. That's too lopsided. You can't You can't do anything with that. And that's what I've been realizing, right? You're always going to have haters. But when your haters outweigh the people that support you, you can't do anything about that. There's nothing there. There's no upside, right? You got to make some changes, right? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually open up the live chat if I can. Actually, I think I can. But I got to go into studio from the back end. I'll be right back. I'm going to open up the live chat and let people chat. So, actually, let me do one more thing before I open up the chat. Let me just ask you one more time, Jamie. I heard what you said. I agree to it. Share your final thoughts. I'll pop on over there right now in a second for about 30 seconds, and then I'll open up the chat on my end here. I'll be right back. All right, everyone, we're back live. The live chat should be open. Let me know if you can chat in here. Anyone that speaks derogatory about what's been accomplished here today will be removed immediately. I don't want any trash talking, because I'm actually at peace with what's happened here. Can somebody type in the live chat? Can you let me know if there's a live chat in there? It should be. It should be available. All right. I have reactivated the live chat. Why are people not able to chat here? I don't have my chat features. What the heck? Give me a second here. Let me check something else out. I cannot see the live chat. I'll be right back. The live chat's activated, but I just can't see it on the screen here. All right. You know what? I'm going to leave the live chat active. And maybe it'll just pop on the screen here. I've never had to re-enable it during a mobile stream, but it's just not transferring over to the app. I think I'd have to start another stream, and I don't want to. I want to keep this all in one. So I'm going to just check out the chat every so often. Babe, do me a favor, babe. Stay in the chat. Can you moderate anyone that's being disrespectful and talking smack about anyone, including, anyone, okay? My woman wasn't going to come over until tomorrow, and had I not checked my messages, she was about to get in her car and drive over. And I told her I'll come pick you up instead. So I will call you on my way back from the trail, babe. It's going to be another 35, 40 minutes or so before I'm off the trail. I mean, maybe 30 to 35 minutes or so. I just turned the corner from the last stretch towards the observation deck. And yeah, Jamie, I can't change my name. I know you were talking about that earlier. That's my birth name, my birthright. I can't change that. So, my channel name is not going to be anything, you know, like the name you mentioned. I wouldn't even mention it here on my side. But anyway, so that is that. There are a lot of other people that I've encountered on this platform over the last 5 years or so. And I want to personally apologize to them too. Even people that, I don't have a relationship with them. They don't have a relationship with me. There are some things that we've all done, including myself, that we're not too proud of. But the thing is, look, I'm not a saint, but the things that I did were always with the intention of the better good. This is the truth of the matter. All I wanted to do, or all I wanted to see, was people just stop attacking me, right? But now I've realized that, hey, you can just ignore these people and they'll just go away. And I'll say this, it was back in the days, and listen, I'm not ashamed to say this because there were lots of people doing this to try and protect themselves. I would run background checks on people, right? And I never, ever did it initially with the intent of doing something wrong with it. I just wanted these people to stop. I wanted to find out who they were so they could just stop, right? And it was just a dumb thing, right? And look, there were times where, look, I'm not ashamed to admit things I did in the past to clear my conscience and to also come clean. Yeah, there were some times where I probably put out some address information of some people out of spite. And look, Jamie, I'll even say this. Yeah, there was one time where I did, put your parents' home on my channel, and then I ran it for, I think it was like a minute or so, and then I deleted it. That was wrong, bro. I was just frustrated. And you know this, all I wanted was for people to stop, and I thought that was the way to get them to stop, but no. It was a dumb move. That's just the way to piss people further off, right? There were times on my main channel before it got even when it first got monetized, I took a risk. I created this black background with two white big middle fingers, flipping the screen off and saying "F you, JB Gunner." And I remember JB Gunner actually JB Gunner was watching me very closely back then. He actually got the video and he made a response video to it and said, "Oh, how cute." That was really dumb. That was really, really dumb. When I first came out here, all I wanted to do was create positive content, and I learned very quickly how YouTube can be. And if you don't learn how to handle yourself out here, you can get involved in some things and do some things that you really never wanted to do. Right? And technically, I've never stalked anyone or harassed anyone. I've never rang anyone's phones off the hook or anything, right? But I did look into people because all I wanted these people to do was to stop. And what I ended up learning years later is that it's up to me, not up to them. It's up to me what I want to listen to. It's up to me whose opinions I want to value or not. It's up to me to take my own words that I preached. The only opinion of myself that really matters is my own. My behavior during that time, even though the intentions were just to try to get people to stop attacking me or people that I thought were attacking me, even though the intentions were not for a bad reason, it still came off. It was perceived in a bad way. Folks, when you come out here on YouTube, it's a whole new world. You can understand the real world as best as possible, and YouTube is a whole new world, right? What was that movie, A Whole New World? Was that The Lion King? Let me check out the chat. Let me go into the actual show. I'll be right back. See the actual chat on my screen here, because apparently if you disable the live chat on a mobile stream and then you try to re-enable it while you're on a mobile live stream, people can start chatting, but I just can't see it through the mobile app. So I went to the actual viewing of my own stream. Hello, Casey. Welcome to the show. Hello, Coach J-Rom. Welcome to the show. I don't know if you heard the other parts. I appreciate your words. I appreciate everything that you've said in the past. It made a lot of sense, and you were right. And again, baby, I don't know how much you've heard. You were right about everything, too. And see, these dudes are still coming in here trolling, saying, stuff about my woman. She's just banning you. It's not a big deal, right? But yeah, it did open up my eyes. And that doesn't mean the trolling is going to stop with the rebrand. But I think what I may end up rebranding myself as, I'm probably going to try to do what Gary Vaynerchuk does. I think I'm going to brand myself as a motivational speaker. And focus more, on motivational type of content and inspirational type of content. Yes, we will still discuss male and female relationship dynamics. We will still, discuss, many of the things we've been discussing. I'm just rebranding who I am. You look at Tony Robbins. He doesn't call himself Coach Tony Robbins. He just calls himself Tony Robbins. His name speaks for himself. That's another, reason why I decided to make this rebrand. I will still be doing Walking with Purpose live streams. I mean, most of the content will be similar, but it'll be on the positive spectrum. And it's not going to involve any drama. And I know I've said that many times in the past, and it keeps going back to that. But I think I'll tell you what's going to make the difference. I'll tell you what's going to make the difference. You see, Jamie, here's the thing. I get it. You have a lot more traction than I do. You make more money than I do out here on YouTube. I get that. I totally get that. But between you and I, and in the past, JB Gunner, but now between you and I, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, we've got the attention of a pretty good-sized group of people, right? And I think that, getting things to a more civil and reasonable level with this rebrand is going to make a big difference for you, for me, and for everybody else. There'll be no need to talk about the drama anymore because, it was said many times by many people. It was the coaching title, primarily, that was causing all the drama. And I was just thinking to myself, with this rebrand, if eventually down the road I get to 100K subs, would that give me more credibility to put the coaching name on there? I don't think this is a matter of credibility. It's more of, why change something that's not broken, right? The best branding you can do is your name. Gary Vaynerchuk is Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Most successful YouTubers use their first and last name. That's why when I did a rebrand years ago, Coach Eli, and this is the truth, I remember you were doing the Grip on Life LLC thing, and I had the channel called The Grip on Life. It wasn't because of what you did. It was because I needed to rebrand myself to my name. A Grip on Life was just too broad. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on from here on out. But I don't need to put any fancy title before or after my name or anything like that. Your name speaks for yourself. You speak for yourself. And if you're able to help people accomplish things, that has nothing to do with your title. Titles are just titles. It's kind of like what some attorneys do. They put Esquire at the end of their name. Does that make you more special to be an Esquire, or does it just sound cool? You're a damn attorney. Right? Whatever your name is what your branding is. The Esquire doesn't mean jack. Right? I've grown to realize the coaching title doesn't mean jack. It's what you do, what you say, how you treat people, how you carry yourself, right? That has to do with you, not any fancy title. That, with me, it has to do with Elias, Melas, or Eli. Nothing else. Let me check out the chat real quick. All right, we're back live. Are you sure about that, Coach Eli? The Esquire means that they can practice in the state? Not a lot of attorneys use Esquire. There was one dude I used to network with here in Northern California. He used to, at that time, live in Marin County, north of San Francisco. And, he had the Esquire at the end of his name. And I remember, talking with him about it. And he told me something about what it meant, but I can't remember. I just think it sounds like a fancy Royal Your Highness type of suffix to, your name of your business. Esquire. It's probably back from the old school days, right? Because most attorneys just say, blah, 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 attorney at law, or attorney blah, 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 right? Yeah, my lady and I may be doing something fun this weekend. We might go to that Oktoberfest. It's here in Redwood City. Now everyone can come out and try to find us, right? They can make a special trip to Redwood City. We're not sure if we're going to go yet, so we may go, we may not. Probably, but we're not worried about it. You got to live life, right? They find you, baby, they find you, baby. You're going to be coming out soon anyway, right? Listen to me saying coming out. Sounds like a major event or a big party or something. It's going to be some kind of crazy public spectacle out here on YouTube, right? Folks, we got about 15 minutes or a little bit less than 15 minutes before I hit the end of the trail. Get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. I got to keep checking the actual video feed because I can't see the chat here through the mobile app. I'll get to it every so often. I don't think most people even realize they can chat now because I had it disabled for most of the stream. But yeah, I'm really at peace within myself. I'm really at peace with this change. Again, I don't know if you heard this earlier, babe. This is an unbiased thing. I love you, but unbiased. You made a big difference in my life and in my business, our business. And I've got you to thank for taking this in a better direction. And you know, you tell me all the time, babe. You tell me all the time that, you know, what is it that you do that I'm so proud of you for? And I try to tell you, and you have a hard time believing it or accepting it. But the truth of the matter is, in most cases, without you even realizing it, you're a huge motivational driving force for me. You're a huge inspiration for me. A lot of it has to do with who you are as a person, your heart and soul. And what you've been through, especially the year you've been with me, what I put you through on top of what you've been through on your own stuff. Like, you're a fighter, baby, you are. You folks don't know half the stuff that we've been through. Maybe one day we'll share those stories. But this woman is an inspiration. And that's why I love her, because she's such a wonderful, inspirational type of person. She cares a lot about other people. Sometimes more than she cares about herself. And you want to know something? I've had the same fucking problem most of my life. I've always cared more about other people's feelings than my own. I've gotten better at taking care of myself first. You have to. But that's what her and I relate on. We just want to see everyone happy. We want to see everyone be successful. We want to see everyone stop fighting. And I'm thinking tonight, baby. I'm thinking tonight. And we can talk about it here. You let me know what you think. I'm thinking tonight Maybe you and I can do a 1-hour stream from the studio and talk a little bit more about this. I think everyone would like to hear your take on it. And maybe we can bring a few people on the panel. I really want to get things back to the way they were before all this craziness happened. And this rebrand is it's going to take some work. It's really, really going to take some work. And it may not happen until the beginning of this coming week. So if you get content from me this weekend, you're still going to see the Coach Eli label. You're still going to have, same channel names, URLs. That's going to change within 7 days. I just can't. I can't do it all right now because my lady's going to be spending the weekend with me, and it's just going to take too much time. And so any content you get from me this weekend is still going to be exactly the same, but it will everything will change within 7 days. That even includes my website. And I've got to transfer my website. To the eliasmelas.com domain. And I think what I'm going to start doing on my website when I transfer it over is starting to share more inspirational stuff. I'll probably end up bringing my Sony a6400 camera and taking some really nice pictures to display on the website. I might even put a forum out there. Sure, it will be moderated, but there's a lot of stuff I'm going to be working on. And I guess there's a reason why I haven't set up the merch wall yet on my channel, the shopping tab, and put out merch, because if I would have put out Coach Eli merch, I'd have to change it. There's always a reason why things are delayed. And this was the reason. Sometimes you thank God for unanswered prayers, like Garth Brooks would say in the 90s, in his famous 90s country song. Just because he may not answer doesn't mean he don't care. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. And I just want all of you to know, I feel really inspired right now. I am very happy. I feel like a load off my back, right? Look, I'm still the same person. I'm still me, right? And most of everything will stay the same. But it's going to be all positive and no negativity at all. That's going to be the difference. And the name will change. And the coaching title will change. All my lady and I want to do is create a group out here of people that need support because they're having difficulty getting support through their regular support system. And nowadays, it just seems like everyone is so busy, even in your family and with your friends. When you really need support, no one's there. But when they want your support, you're the first one there every time. See, for me, it's always been that way. When people need me, I'm always there to support them. But then when I need them, oh, sorry, dude. I'm busy. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Right. I get it. That's why we do what we do. That's why I do these walking streams, these mobile streams, to inspire you and motivate you, right? To turn your life around by learning the principles, right? I want to inspire you and motivate you to become the best you can be. Let me check out the chat real quick. Lady says, we want to motivate and encourage people for self-care. I couldn't have said it better myself, baby. We want to motivate and encourage people for self-care. And I saw Coach GLM, 2 authentic live streams. Oh, man. Oh, baby, I've seen it all. Oh, man. How you doing, GLM? How's it going, RJ? I saw you too. I can't see the chat here because I had turned off at the beginning of the stream. And when I turned it back on, I cannot see it on the mobile app as I'm broadcasting like you normally can. So I just went to the actual viewing, and I've been going to the viewing every now and then to see the chat. But welcome, RJ Sandifer. You're saying that Esquire means they passed the bar? Are you sure about that? I mean, does that mean every attorney's an Esquire? So you should just call yourself Attorney Jack Black Esquire. That's just the first name that came in my head, Jack Black. Why did I think about that? Never mind. NM, right? We don't even say never mind nowadays. We just say NM, right? Get your final questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in about 5 minutes or less. Who else did I miss in the chat? Yeah, baby, let me know. Would you be up for doing a 1-hour show tonight or a 90-minute show? I really would love to get your take on what happened here today and maybe answer some more questions in the chat from people that were here earlier and couldn't chat because I had it disabled. I'm actually feeling really good. Seriously, no joke. Some people may think I'm like hurt over this or something like that. You know, the amount of weight the word coach had on my back. Getting rid of that word to remove that weight off my back is phenomenal enough. It's reason enough. I'm going to check out the chat just one more time, folks. So I'm going to shut this down. I'll be right back in a second. I got to go into the actual viewing to check out the chat, and then we're going to wrap this up. All right, folks, we're back live. Nothing, everything is worthy that people type, but nothing that really needs to be responded to. It's just people chit-chatting. My lady didn't respond. If she wants to do a show tonight, I'm sure she will. Baby, give me 5 to 10 minutes to pack things up, head to my car and pack things up, and then I will give you a call on the way back home, and then we will talk. All right? All right, folks. That's going to be all good. Got it all out. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I've been doing this for a long time. And sometimes you've got to make some changes in order to get the needle to move in the right direction. With that being said, have a great one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.